Sawadee Krap. It takes more than a loud voice or a deep voice to gain respect for authority. Margaret Thatcher, oh dear, once observed that being powerful is like being a lady. I know all about that, being a lady, not being powerful. If you have to tell others you are, you aren't. Hey, Maggie, chalk one up for the, whatever they used to call her, the Iron something. I forget her nickname. Iron something. Gain respect. The truly great leaders gain respect by the way they conduct themselves, not by the loudness of their orders. You gain respect by respecting others. Follow the golden rule in your treatment of others, and you will win their undying loyalty. So there you go. If you ever expect to have authority over others, you must first prove yourself worthy. You must demonstrate to them that you care about them, that as their leader, you will always look out for their interest. A good officer always makes sure the troops are provided for before he takes care of his own needs. Yeah, I've never met an officer like that, but that's just me. It's a lesson that all too often is lost in the scramble to get to the top, but then one that will most certainly undercut your progress if you overlook it. So there you go. On your climb to the top, don't use a loud voice, and don't tell others you're in charge. Show them. Go to Missouri, the show me state, and demonstrate that you got the goods. The bottom line with leadership, I remember a book by Scott Adams, the guy who drew Dilbert cartoons, saying don't step into leadership, which is, that's more, like I said, accurate from, am I crooked again? Damn, this thing. The little tripod is not doing the job. I need a better one. Anyway, yeah, it's too often leaders are appointed and they haven't earned it. You know, cronyism we talked about, which is, you know, hooking your friends up with jobs, and I get that. You want to reward your friends or people who helped you get where you're at, but that's not the best way to run a company. It's the way most people run their company, especially big companies, but it's not the best way. And if you do want to be a leader, and I don't know why you would, because it's a burden and a responsibility, you genuinely got to want to help people, because it's effort, you know, it's effort. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time and attention. So if you do want to be a leader, just focus on being successful, and you will attract people. People will come up to you at these meetings, networking things, and say, hey, teach me. I want to learn. I want to work. I want to do what you do. Believe me, they'll come up and do that. There's a super successful guy who's in his mid-20s now, 24, 25. I've lost track, but he's young. He's very young, named Gonzalo Corzo. He's Portuguese in heritage. Young gun. He came from Central Florida up to Jacksonville because he thought there was better opportunities in the Jacksonville market, and he was right. And 5 years ago, he came up to me as a guy who was doing what he wanted to do and said, let me take you to lunch, dude. I want to pick your brain. And that's what he did. Not just with me. I wasn't special. He picked everybody's brain, because that's how you learn, and asked a bunch of questions, and he is a superstar. He has by far passed me and what I did, my accomplishments, but you know, he learned something from me, he learned something from 20 other people, and he hustled and he grinded, and you know, he's a huge success. If you ever heard of Cash Geeks out of Jacksonville, Florida, that's Gonzalo and his partner Don. So yeah, when I met him, he was 23, 22, 23, and he didn't let age stop him. You know, everybody's got challenges, and for him, as an investor in the beginning, like a lot of older people, probably my age, in their 50s, didn't want to do business with a 22-year-old kid, just thinking he's wet behind the ears and inexperienced, and in the beginning he was. But once again, he didn't use that as an excuse. He didn't use that to hold him back. He just was successful. And now, even though, once again, he's just in his mid-20s, it's, I met him, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. So maybe he's 26 now, something like that, 27 even, I don't know. But the point is, he's still young, but he's very successful, and he's training people to do what he did as a wholesaler in his business now with Dom. Dom is a systems guy, and they're replicating Gonzalo's success. They built a business around excuse me, around what Gonzalo had done as a lone wolf, solo. So now he's teaching young guys to do what he did years ago, and making money from it, which is awesome. So that's a good example of leadership. He did it first, worked his way up, proved to be successful, and then all these other people sought him out. Another way I put it a lot when I train my agents is, don't chase cats, attract them, let the cats come to you. Instead of chasing them down. And that's a really good mindset when you're doing marketing. Don't chase the cats. Put what you're doing out there. If it's good, they'll find you. Believe me, people will find you. If you're selling car warranties, extended car warranties, or if you're selling mortgage protection insurance, you've got to chase them, because they really don't want it. If they want it, they'll get on Amazon on their phone and buy it. That's the reality. That's how people work. That's how you work. That's how everybody else works too. They'll go to Walmart or they'll go to Amazon online and buy what they want. So you have to offer what they want. You have to be what they want, and then they'll find you. You don't need to track them down. So that's it. Don't step into leadership.